Hi, thanks for joining me and a happy new year. Here's to a jolly good 2024. So, what I'd like to talk about today is the second of my Analog Productions Atlantic 75 series. This was actually technically the first APA Analog Productions Atlantic 00145. So this was actually the first in the series. The other one I did was the Face Value, which you can take a look to. I'll put a link up here, which was hugely impressive. And this won't be a massively long review, but I can just cut to the chase and tell you this is absolutely every bit as impressive as the Face Value. But the interesting thing about this one is I didn't know this album before. This is the first copy of this album I've got. I've had a listen to it on Qbuzz. It really came to my attention. I want to give a shout out to another channel, WCB Jazz Vinyl Collector. I don't know the guy, but I watch his channel quite regularly. And for someone who doesn't know their jazz hugely well, like myself, this guy's got a really massively deep knowledge about jazz. I think pretty much all he listens to is jazz, but he's not only got really good knowledge, but he kind of vocalizes it in a very good way. So he was talking about this and said it's one of his favorite albums, I think. And as I mentioned in my previous thing, I've done 2 reviews on Mingus Ah Um, which I'll put a link to the one or the other up here. I'll put a link to both down in the description there. But the thing about Mingus Ah Um is it was one of those albums that I kind of wanted to like but just couldn't. I just couldn't kind of get into it. My palate wasn't developed enough, if you like. And it was actually the Mo-Fi One Step that was the one that kind of tipped me over the edge. Now, subsequently, I've got the Hemiolia tape, and that blows the Mo-Fi One Step away. And you know, frankly, I have still got it. Yeah, I have still got it there on the shelf, but I've got no intention of no need to keep it. I will be selling that on at some point. But the Mo-Fi One Step of that is really good, actually, even though it's got its DST stage in there. But you know, the Hemiolia tape blows that away. But that really got me into Mingus, or into that album particularly, and I just, it went from like not being able to get it at all to absolutely loving it. So really, it was sort of just a combination of Chad choosing this for his Atlantic 75 series, or I guess he chose it in combination with Atlantic Records. But that and the chap on this WCB Jazz Vinyl Collector, the two together kind of combined to make me put this one on my shopping list. And all I can say is, if you don't know the album, I would just absolutely recommend this. It's phenomenal, and there's almost nothing I love more than getting an album that either I couldn't get into before or wasn't aware of before, but I absolutely love. And this is that, and it's almost like Mingus Ah Um Part 2. Mingus Ah Um was recorded, not sure when it was recorded. It was released in '59. This was recorded late '59 and released in 1960. Different label, Mingus Ah Um's on Columbia, and this is on Atlantic. But interestingly enough, the same band, bar, I think there's one of the guys on Mingus Ah Um doesn't appear on this, and on this you've got a couple of extra people. You've got Pepper Adams on baritone sax, which I have to say That's positioned in the kind of quite hard right of the soundstage, and it's just recorded so well. It sounds phenomenal. And the other addition to the lineup is Jackie McLean on alto sax. Excuse me, that's my cat Toby. He codes. So hang on a minute, I'll come back to you. So yeah, it's an absolutely phenomenal album, and it really kind of feels like it carries on from Mingus Ah Um. If you like Mingus Ah Um, you're going to like this. I'm absolutely certain. It's very accessible, and the sound is just phenomenal. Probably one of the most interesting things is Mingus is on the left here, rather than on the right, which he was on Mingus Ah Um. But I mean, the band is there's I mean, how many people is there? Hang on, let me just have a look here. So we've got Charles Mingus bass, Jackie McLean and John Handy alto saxes, Booker Irvin tenor sax, Pepper Adams baritone sax, Jimmy Nepper and Willie Dennis trombones. So that's what we got: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 horn players, Mingus on bass, Horace Parlan on piano, although Mal Waldron plays piano on one of the tracks. Can't remember which one. And Danny Richmond on drums. So it's pretty much the same lineup as Mingus Ah Um. That's the let's just show you there. That's the hype stickers which came on the cling film. And okay, I was wondering whether this was pressed at QRP or ITI. There we are, it's pressed at QRP. You can see here from this cover, it's beautifully produced. I mean, it really is. Very glossy, very heavy. I think the quality of the artwork here, the picture there, it's almost, I mean, it's stunning. Absolutely stunning quality artwork. Numbered copies, individually numbered. So yeah, I mean, this is recorded. This is cut by Kevin Gray from the original analog master tapes, and pressed at QRP, and just, I mean, it's $60, which is I suppose in the UK that's probably something like sort of £50, something like that. But I mean, it's not a cheap album, but it is. I mean, compared with the Mo-Fi One Steps, and I would, this will be played one heck of a lot more than the Mo-Fi One Step Mingus Ah Um, even if I didn't have the tape. I suspect, just because it's I find the One Step covers, the box is just they actually kind of put me off playing records, frankly, because it's just such a palaver to get the record out. I like this very much indeed. You can just see how they kind of slide out. We've got a bit of sort of technical and sort of marketing blurb about the Atlantic 75th anniversary series. I say, of which I've got this and the face value, but I've got another 3 which are on their way to me, and I think they're in the UK now, should be delivered in a day or two. I've got Bad Company first album, Genesis Selling England by the Pound, and Genesis The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, so I can't wait for them. Anyway, look, there's more marketing stuff here, but as you see, you get 2 beautiful records. The vinyl quality is really, really good. I mean, the sound quality of these, they are exceptional. You get these beautiful inner sleeves, and like side 2 here, Moaning. The whole track just takes up one side. Side 1, Wednesday Morning Prayer Meeting and Crying Blues. It's just, it's just fantastic fun, and just, you know, very much like Mingus Ah Um. Just it's almost big band, but kind of just really groovy kind of guys hanging out and funking out kind of thing. And there's lots of sort of chanting and shouting and cheering, and I mean they're just absolute immense fun. I will just tell you one very slightly, well, I thought it was hilariously funny story. So the first time I played disc 2, the first track on there is called Tensions. Now don't forget, this is a 45 RPM record, and I'm not on my turntable. You have to start the record player working at 33 RPM and then turn it up to 45 once it's going. And well, basically I forgot to do that, so I put the record on, and on side 3, unbeknown to me, at the wrong speed. And I'd only suggest this because I just think it was so funny. It's almost worth trying it. But I've just got some notes, and I'll write these notes down, like just tensions. Like this is side 3 in my notes. Like just absolutely incredibly fantastic bass, astounding depth and texture, massive ambience. I wrote an incredible kind of hi-fi demo track. Really Zappa-esque. It's kind of probably why I've subconsciously put my Zappa t-shirt on, but it was, you know, I was just thinking, what is this? This is absolutely out there. Phenomenal, kind of like, just did not sound something out of the 50s. Sounded like something out of, you know, Frank Zappa in the, you know, late 60s probably. For about the first 3 or 4 minutes of the song, and then I just this is yeah, I can't believe this. I got out and I looked and I'm playing it at the wrong speed, but it is it was quite amusing anyway. Obviously sounded phenomenal at the right speed, and I mean just the whole record. I can't really pick out a favourite track. I mean, it really is like, again, just like Mingus Ah Um, it just feels like a party, and just, you know, kind of hallelujah kind of feeling almost to it. Just it's fantastic. It's emotional. It's fun. It's uplifting. It's deeply kind of inspiring and infectious. And it is my second Charles Mingus album that I absolutely love. I've got a few other Mingus albums which I've failed to get into over the years, which I might have to try and revisit soon, because there's clearly a big Mingus love thing brewing in me at the moment. But anyway, for $60 for a record which I think frankly probably sounds every bit as good, if not better, than the sort of the £150 you have to spend on a Mo-Fi one-step, comes in a much nicer cover, and is all analog all the way through. It's, you know, it's really something. You know, it's one of those absolute prized possessions. In a way, I almost like this more than the Face Value, because I knew Face Value. I've got Face Value. Yes, it's better than I've ever heard it before. But it's there's something about the excitement when you get something that's really new to you, and this really is. So, you know, like I say, I'll have to say once again thanks to WCB Jazz Collector, because you know, I do kind of follow him, and he, you know, I'd not heard of this album, and he was raving about it. And once again, thanks to Chad and Analog Productions for just producing something which is essential, I would say. Go out and buy it. Please go out and buy this. It is absolutely incredible. I think phenomenal value for money too. $60 for a record like this with this sort of production and cover and sound quality. It is absolutely brilliant. And on that note, I will say thank you very much for watching. Once again, Happy New Year to you all, and see you all again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye. Bye.